From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Naira Ahmed. Israeli rescue services say a drone strike on central Israel has wounded over 60 people. Hezbollah has claimed responsibility for the attack, saying it targeted a military camp, noting it was in retaliation for two Thursday Israeli strikes in Beirut that killed 22 people. Meanwhile, the United Nations peacekeeping mission in southern Lebanon says Israeli tanks forcibly entered one of their positions and destroyed the main gate. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has demanded the UN organization leave the area, accusing them of providing a human shield to Hezbollah. Back at home, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has announced the Liberal Party's new campaign chair, as some MPs reportedly band together to ask their leader to step down.
Trudeau says Andrew Bevan, a longtime Liberal staff member and volunteer, will take the reins as campaign director for the next election. Bevan has worked for Liberal governments at the Ontario and federal levels, and most recently advised Trudeau on this year's budget. This past Friday, multiple media outlets reported efforts by Liberal MPs to band together and ask Trudeau to resign after slumping in the polls and losing crucial by-elections in Montreal and Toronto. Dylan Robertson, The Canadian Press, Ottawa.
In British Columbia, New Democrat leader David Eby is asking potential Green voters to support his party. The appeal comes ahead of the October 19th election in hopes of keeping the BC Conservatives out of office.
The stakes are higher in this election than they've ever been before. This time, let's stick together. Your vote matters in this election in a way that hasn't been the case before. If we stick together, we can do so much together. We can ensure that we're delivering a high-quality healthcare system. We can make sure that we're continuing to take climate action.
The Green Party's leader is urging voters to elect Green candidates to ensure a strong counter to NDP and Conservative voices in the legislature, noting her party will not receive enough votes to form government. Hundreds of Canadian line workers are in the southern United States, still assisting with power restoration after major damage from Hurricanes Milton and Helene. A crew of 35 people from Nova Scotia Power arrived in Tampa this weekend to restore electricity to some of the tens of thousands of people still in the dark. And a Canada-wide recall has been issued for a pasta sauce due to possible listeria contamination.
The Canadian Food Inspection Agency says consumers should throw out or return Rana brand Tagliatelle seasoned white chicken and mushroom sauce, sold in 1.14 kilogram packages. The affected products have best before dates of October 10th up to and including November 16th. The agency says there have been no reported illnesses associated with the recalled product. It notes food contaminated with listeria may not look or smell spoiled, but can still make people sick. Emily Joveski, The Canadian Press.
This is The Canadian Press. In sports, there are 3 Canadian teams in action tonight in the NHL. The Winnipeg Jets kick off the schedule playing host to the Minnesota Wild, and the Edmonton Oilers will look for their first win of the year when they play host to their provincial rivals, the undefeated Calgary Flames, later tonight. In CFL action, Davis Alexander will start in place of Cody Fajardo at quarterback when the Montreal Alouettes host the Ottawa Redblacks tomorrow. Fajardo, the reigning Grey Cup MVP, missed practice all week after his wife gave birth to their second son, Cyan, back home in Nevada on Wednesday. Alexander won all 4 games he played in when Fajardo missed time with an injured hamstring in July and August. Canada fell 5-3 to the United States in the gold medal game of the International Para-Hockey Cup in Czechia, and Canadian international Olivia Smith made history in a 2-1 loss today, scoring the first ever goal for the Liverpool women at storied Anfield. The 20-year-old is from Whitby, Ontario. From the Canadian Press, I'm Naira Ahmed.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.